Hello guys, welcome back to the new video. So in this video we're gonna make this web hosting company website using the Elementor and the Wordpress. Okay, so you can see that we have this website. So let me show you the demonstration of the whole website which we're gonna build in this video. Okay, so you can see that after refreshing we have this animation coming here like this. So let me refresh this again, and after refreshing again you can see that we have this animation coming here like this, and also you can see that our text is automatically updating here. So it's come to the domain, then it come to the service, and it's also saying hosting. Okay, so I will show you how you can build this text also, animated text. Also you can see that here we have the learn more button where we have the hover effect on this. Okay, and let's refresh this again, and after refreshing you can see that when I scroll below you can see that this part of the header is always sticky at the top like this. Okay, so let's move to the next section. Also you can see that here we have the sequence animation. So you can see that first this heading will come, then this para, then this button, then this image. Okay, so let me show you again. Okay, so this is the sequence animation. So I will show you how you can make this type of sequence animation in your website also. Okay, so let's go below, and here you can see that we have this hover effect. Also we have this header which is always sticky at the top when I scroll below like this. Okay, so you can see that this part of the header is always sticky, and also we have this type of menus, and also this is the contact now button which we can link to a link like contact page or something. Okay, so let's go below, and you can see that this part of the header is always sticky at the top, and also we have this box shadow here like this. You can see that a little box shadow is there. Okay, so let me refresh this again, and after refreshing you can see that we have the trusted companies in the world, and here we have the client logos, and also we have this hover effect on these logos. Okay, so then we have the why chooser section. Here we also have the cool sequential animation like this, and also you can see that we have this hover effect on this button. This is the icons where we have also the hover effect. Okay, so let's go below, and after that you can see that we have the pricing and plan section where you can showcase all type of your hosting plans, like if you have the startup plan, business plan, and entrepreneur plan, and all these pricings are there. You can set up the specification here according to your pricing plans. Okay, and here we have the get started now button. If anyone is interested, you can click on this and buy your hosting from here. Okay, so you can all link to this. Okay, so let me refresh this here, and after refreshing you can see that we have these animations coming here, and these are the sequence animation. Okay, so let's go below. Here we have all the services which we are listing in our website. So all the services which you are providing in your web hosting company, you can list it here, like the web hosting, cloud hosting, share hosting, reseller hosting, VPS, domain sales. Okay, so all these hosting are there, and here we have the all services section, and here also we have the sequence animation. If I refresh, you can see that this animation are all are coming in a sequence. Also we have this hover effect on this icon. Okay, so I will show you how you can build this type of layout, and all these images are free. You can check out the description, so all the links are in the video description. Okay, so after that you can see that here we have our testimonial section where we can showcase all our clients which are from various countries like this. Okay, also here we have this hover effect like this. Okay, and this is our and at below we have this review section where we have this slider. So you can see that this is sliding, and here we can showcase all our clients from all over the world like this. Okay, so let's go below, and here we have the latest blogs and articles section. So if I refresh it, here you can see that we have our blogs and articles, and here we also have the hover effect. Okay, and here we have the read more button. Then after that we have this type of footer section where we have this type of information about our website, means our web hosting company. You can add this type of information here, and this is the footer where we have the social icons like this. Okay, so here you can see that we have the social icons, and after that you can see that we have all of these policy sections here. Here we have all of this about main pages, and this is our newsletter section where you can, where if someone submit your his email, he will get to that. And here we have the copyright section where we are saying design and develop by debug entity, and here we have the copyright section. Also you can see that we have this hover effect, means the scroll to top button. If I click on this button, it will take me to the top of the website like this. So when I click on this, it will redirect me to the top of the website. Also you can see that this part of the header is always sticky, so when I click on this about, it will take me to the about section. Similarly for the plans, services, blogs, and content. And also let's go to the mobile part of the video, and I will show you that this whole website is fully responsive for smaller screens also. So you can see that we are on the mobile part, and when I refresh it here, we have this cool animation coming here like this in the smaller screens. Also you can see that all these sections are fully responsive and they are coming with the animation. If I click, we have this hover effect. Also here we have our white user section like this, okay, with these animations. Then we have the hosting plan section here. Okay, we have the startup plan, then we have the business plan, and also we have the entrepreneur plan. Okay, so all these things are fully responsive. We have our services section, which is also fully responsive here like this. Okay, and here we are showing all our VPS hosting. Then we have our country section, map section, where we have this type of layout, and this review section is fully responsive also. Okay, so at last we have the blogs and article section, which is also responsive, and working animations are fully working here. And at last we have our footer section here. Okay, so you can see that our footer is also fully responsive, and here we have the newsletter form UI like this. Also, when I click on this, it will take me to the top of the website. Okay, so let me show you the mobile menu of this. So you can see that here we have the mobile menu. So when I click on this, it will take me to the respective section. Okay, so like this, all these sections are fully linking here. Okay, so I will give you all these images in the video description for free. You can also buy this kit from the video description at very affordable rates. So all the links are in the video description. So without wasting any time, let's build this whole website from start. Okay, so for making this website, I have installed a fresh WordPress installation. So let me close this incognito window. And also let's do one thing. Let me go to the taskbar settings, and I will hide this taskbar. So we have a little bit more space below to show. Okay, like this. And here I have installed a fresh WordPress installation. So let me show you that. And here what are the themes and the plugins. So this time we're gonna use the extra okay, so we are using the Hello Elementor theme, which is the official Elementor theme, and for the plugins we are using the same Elementor and its Pro version. And I have already make a home page here. So just you have to make a home page and then go to the site settings, means go to the settings, then go to the reading option, and here you can choose the static page as homepage. So whenever you open this from here, it will open that homepage. Okay, so this part is done. So let's go to the media, and I will upload all the images. Okay, and I will also give you all the images in the video description, so you can follow along with me. So let me find my images. So these are the images. So I will give you all the images in the video description for free, so you can follow along with me. Okay, so let's wait for it to upload. And till now it is uploaded. Let's do one thing. Okay, so let's wait for it to upload. Okay, so let's wait for it to upload, and I will get back to the video once this is done. Okay, so you can see that all our images are fully uploaded. So let's go to the pages, and here we have to go to the all pages, and from here we have to open this with edit with Elementor. Okay, so after that this will open, and let's start making this. Okay, so first we have to have some color codes. So let me go to the site settings. We'll make some global fonts and global colors, which is very helpful for making the website. So we are not gonna change the layout. Suppose we want to change the fonts and styles, so we just have to change the global styles, and that will be automatically updated to all our website. Okay, so let me see that site settings will be open or not. Sometimes it takes time. So let's go here, and here from here let me make this smaller. So let's go to the site settings, and here we have the global color. So we're gonna configure the global colors. Okay, so this is taking a little bit time. So let me try this again. Let me go to the okay, sometimes it takes time. Okay, so this is open. Let me go to the global colors, and here in the global colors you can see that we have this type of colors. Okay, so first we have to copy this black color. Okay, so let me copy this black color, and here we have the black color. So let me save this color here. Okay, so let me save the other color, and also here we have the sky blue color. So let's save this also. So let me name this here sky blue. So we have to mention here all the colors which are required for making this. Okay, so we are setting the global color. This is the blue color. We have the dark blue, para color, and para color too. So here we have the blue and dark blue. So we're gonna use this blue color. Okay, the dark blue color is not I'm gonna use. So let me copy this. So this blue color we are gonna use for the background. Okay, then we have the para color too. We're gonna use this para color. Okay, and here we can write para color. Okay, and here we can save this. So let's save the change. Also, okay, so these are the colors which are required for making this. So let's go to the site settings and we're gonna go to the global fonts now. So let's go here again, and here we're gonna go to the global fonts. So here you can see that for the global fonts we have all these fonts here. So first we are using the hero heading. Okay, so let's go to this, and here we're gonna add the hero heading. So this is the main top heading of our website. So here we're gonna use the Moolish fonts, 56 font size and 700 boldness. Okay, so let's go here, and here we're gonna use the Moolish fonts, which the size 56. Okay, so the size 56 and boldness will be 700 bold. Okay, so this is the first font. Then for the second font we are using the section heading, the Moolish 32 740. So this is the section heading, and here also we're gonna use the Moolish fonts, and this would be 32 740. So this will be 32, and the font width will be 700, and the line height would be 40. Okay, this is. Then we have the BTN and para. So here we are using the Inter 16. Okay, so let's go here, and here we are using the para and button. So here we are using the Inter fonts, and this will be 16. Okay, then we have the services heading. So this is the Moolish 23 700. So then we have the services heading. So here we can write services heading. So this would be Moolish 23 733. So this would be 23 700, and the line height will be 33. Okay, this is done. So let's save the changes. So we have successfully configured all our global fonts and the global colors. Okay, so now we can refresh it one more time so that all the global fonts and the global settings will be loaded again. So let me close this, and we can also close all of this. We can go to the main page. So we have to make this. So let's start here. So here we have to go to the page setting, go to the styles, and here we have the background color. So from here we have to choose the blue color. Okay, like this. Then after that we can go to this widget, and here we have to add the two section layout. Okay, like this. So we can name this here hero, and here we can write 1300 pixel, and also here we can have this 260 to the top and 60 to the bottom. Okay, and here you can see that we have this container. We have the second container here. So we can just drag and drop this. Go to the meter library, and here you can see that we have this image. Okay, then you can see that we have the animated text here. For the animated text we are gonna search for animated. So here we have the animated headline. Okay, now we can make this like this. So now we have to write web provider you will ever need. So let's write web. Okay, so here we have to use the rotating. Here we can use the flip. So here you can see that we have the so many settings here. Okay, so we are using, I think, slide here. Okay, slide. So here we can write so here in the rotating text we have to write the text hosting service domain. Okay, and web provider you will ever need. So here we can write provider you will ever need. Okay, like this. And after that we have to go to the colors. We can make this fully white, and here we have to set the hero heading. Okay, and for this we can set the sky blue. Okay, so you can see that how fast we have added the font style and color to this by using the global styles. Okay, so this is the power of the global styles that we are using. Then we have this para. Okay, so now we have to drag and drop this para. Now again we have to go to these global styles, and here we can choose the para color. Here we can choose the para and BTN fonts. Okay, so this will be done automatically. Now we have to add this button. So for that we have to add a container, and let's remove all of these paddings. Now we can go to the button, and here we can drag and drop a button here, and this button will say learn more. So here we can write learn more, and here we can go to the styles, and here we have the sky blue color. Also we can make this whitish, and for the border radius we are having the 50. Okay, and here you can see that we have this, so we can write this 30, and from the top we have to write 15, and from here also we can write 15. Okay, and here we can have the, this would be like this is the sky blue, and here for the hover animation we can have the bob effect. Okay, and for the typography we can use the para and button fonts. Okay, like this. Then you can see that we have this watch video section. So here we can go, and here we can search for icon box. We can just drag and drop this here, and here you can see that we have this container. Okay, so container, here we can go parent container, and we can make this space between center like this. Then we can click on this, like this, and here you can see that we have to search for the play button. Search for the, okay, so we have to search for the play button here, and here we can write watch video. Okay, and here you can see that we have to make this whitish color, and the content color would be also white. Typography will be this, and the description we don't have, so we can set this to the center. And here we have the container, and here we can write 30, 40. Okay, now you can see that we have this hero section here, and here we can have the space between center, and also we can put some gap here, 60, like this. Okay, then after that let me publish this, and after publishing we can go here and we can view the page from here. Okay, so you can see that our first section is almost ready. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this style. Okay, so for making this, what we can do, we can just add again new client logo section, and here we can write client logos. Okay, and here we can write 1300 pixel, and this would be center. Then here we can add so here we can add 100 to the below, like this. Okay, now again we have to use this heading here, but this time we're gonna make it fonts little bit smaller. So for the font size we're gonna use the section heading here, and here you can write trusted over. So this would be trusted over, and this would be 3300 plus. Okay, and 3300 plus and plus provider you will ever need. So here we can write companies in the world. Companies in the world. Okay, like this. So now you can see that we have these logos here. So for making the logos, what we can write, we can go to we can add a container here. So let's add a container. Okay, and here we can remove all of these paddings. So now we can add an image here. Now we can search for the image. So this is the first image. So what we can do, we can just go to the styles, and here you can see that we have the CSS filter. We can go to and remove all of the saturations, and also when we hover we have to increase the saturation to the full. Okay, and here we have the bob effect. So let me go choose. So here we have this effect. So now what we can do, let's go to this custom this, and here we can set the custom width. So let's set the width of 12, and we can duplicate this from here. So let's duplicate this. So how many we have? We have this 4. Okay, and here we can make the like this. So here you can see that we can duplicate one more like this. Okay, and here we have the this layout, and we can go to this, and here we can set this. Now you can see that we have this. Now you have to just replace all of this from here. We can again replace this. Okay, we can add this. Okay, now let's publish. And after publishing, you can see that we can go here and we can refresh it here. And here you can see that we have this our client logos also working. Okay, like this. Okay, so let's move to the next section where we're gonna build our why choosers section. Okay, so you can see that we have built this much of our website. So let me refresh it here once more time. And after refreshing, you can see that we have built this much. So let's move to the next section where we're gonna build our why chooser section. Okay, so for making this layout, what we have to do, we have to again go to this, and here we have to take the two section layout again, and here we can write about us. So always name your containers. So write this here, we can write about. Okay, and here we can also give 1300 pixel, and here in the advanced we can add 100 below. Okay, so 100 below. Now we can go to this container, inner containers. We can remove all of these paddings from here. So always remove all of these paddings which are automatically comes unnecessary from the Elementor. So here we can write why chooses. So let me copy this from here. Okay, then after that let me duplicate this, and here we're gonna copy this. Okay, then you can see that we have text here, so we can copy this text from the top. So we can go to the top and copy this like this. Okay, so this is the power of the Elementor. Then we can copy and paste any section from anywhere. So here we can choose sky blue color, and we have to just make this width smaller, mean the font size smaller. Then here we can choose the section heading, and we can also make this pure white from here. Okay, like this. And here you can see that we have the best web hosting for you. So after the web hosting, we have a width smaller. So for this we gonna choose this width, so like this. Okay, perfect. Now you can see that after that we have this button. So for this button we can copy this button from the top. Okay, we can paste it here, and this is saying get started now. So we can just go here, and here we can write get started now. Okay, like this. Now you can see that we have this containers, means the grids. So we can use the grid for that. So let's drag and drop this grid here. Here you can see that we have the 2x2 grid. So we can go to this grid, and here we can choose the 2x2 grid. Okay, and here we can write advanced. We can remove all of these paddings. Now we can go to this container, and we can add a new container here. We can remove all of these paddings. Now you can see that we have this type of layout. So we can choose the first container. We can go to the styles, and here we can add the bluish color. Okay, so here you can see that we are missing one color here. Okay, so that color is that here you can see that we are using a darker color, but here we don't have the darker color for the background. So let me publish this once, and what we can do, we can go to the site settings again, and from the site setting we can go to the global colors, and here you can see that we have all of these colors. So let me choose a dark blue. Let's name this dark blue, and we're gonna copy this color code, and we can add this, and we can choose a little bit darker shade of this. Okay, like this, little bit darker shade, more darker. So like this, and let's save the changes. Now we can get back to the page, and here you can see that we have this settings. So we can go to the page settings, and here we're gonna choose the dark blue color like this. Okay, so now you can see that we have this. Now we can go to this grid. Here we have this container, and here we can name this color to this blue. So right now we have this. Now we can add some padding here, 40 padding. Now let's go to the icon. Let's go to the icon. We can drag and drop this icon here. Okay, and this is the bold one, so we can choose here stacked, and here we're gonna go to and choose the bold. Okay, then here we can choose the sky blue, and this is the whitish color. Okay, and this, then here we can add this heading, and here we can add this faster loading speed. Okay, and here we can add the services heading like this, and here we can also make this whitish color. Okay, like this. Now you can see that we have to add some border radius here, so we can use the border radius of 20. Okay, like this, and let's make this little bit bigger. Let's make it 32. Okay, now we have to duplicate this container. Okay, so one more thing, we have to add here hover effect like this. So for that we can go here, go to the hover, and here we can add the white color, and here we can make this sky blue like this. And for the hover effect, we can go to the hover animation. Here you can find so many animations. We can choose the bow effect. Okay, so now we can duplicate this container here. Okay, so we have added the blank one, so we can duplicate this, duplicate again. Okay, so we have duplicated all of this. Now you can see that we have this about. We can make this in the center. Also we can go to this first container. Here you can see that we don't have any spaces here, so we can go to this, and here we can add some spaces like 30 pixel like this. Okay, and here in the about section also we can put some gaps between this 50. Okay, so this is done, and you can see that this part is also done. We can put some more here like this. Okay, so just you have to replace all of this content from here content. Okay, and this is done. Okay, now let's go here and refresh, and after refreshing you can see that we have this why chooser section also fully working. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build our pricing and this pricing plan section. Okay, now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this pricing plan section. So for making that section, what we can do, we can just add a new container here, and here we can write pricing, and here we can write 1300. Here we can make this center and center, then go to advanced. Here we can also give 100. Okay, now what we can do, we can just copy this from here. Okay, then again we can copy this. Okay, and now we can again copy this from here. Okay, and here in the pricing section we can make this in the center. Here also we can make this in the center, and this is also in the center. Okay, now you can see that we can write it here, our hosting plans. Okay, and this is, and this would say our pricing plans. Okay, and here we can have the width of this a little bit smaller. So let me make this width. Let me go to the structure here. Here we can write 45, 50. Okay. Then you can see that we have this grid, so we can go to this, and here we can search for the grid. We can just drag and drop this here. Okay, and here we can have this like this, and here we can go to the advancing all of these paddings. Okay, now you can see that we have the startup plan, so we can go to this, and here we can choose the bluish color. Okay, we can put some padding here also. Okay, now we can add a heading here, and this would say startup plan. Okay, and here we can have this services heading, and this color would be pure white. Okay, now we can add the lorem ipsum here, so we can copy this from here or we can paste it here. Okay, we can make this full width, and we can also make this left line. Okay, now you can see that we can remove this text a little bit, so if you want we can go here, and from here we can remove all of this text. Okay. Then after that what we can do, we can just go here. We can put some negative margin to this, so this will be a little bit closer to this 10. Now you can see that we have this one. Okay, so for that what we can do, also we can do one more thing. Let's wrap all of this in a container, so we can put it in the container. We can also drag it all this in the container. Okay, like this. Okay, so this is the first. So let's name this. So this is the main container. We have this first. Now let's add a new container. And we can also name this seconds, and let's move this. Now here you can see that we have this starting plan, so we can copy this, paste it here, and here we can write starting. Okay, and here we can write this. Now we can copy this and we can paste it here, and this would say $35 per month. So this per month would be wrapped in a span tag, so we have to give custom styling to this. Okay, and here we can write class, and the color would be gray. Okay, color would be gray. Okay, so this would be style, and here we can write font size would be 10 pixel. Okay, so 15 pixel, 16 pixel, like this. And here also we can write text decoration. Okay, here we can write remove this. Here we can make this capital instead, so like this. And now we can go to this, and here we can write section heading. So let's do one more thing. Let's increase this headings color, and here we can write sky blue. Also we can use some custom. Here also we can have this 800, and let's make this 48. Okay, then you can see that here we have this list here. So for the list, what we can do, we can just go to this list, or we can also go here, we can add some negative value to this, -10. Okay, now we can again add a container. We can add a new container, third one, and here you can see that we have all of this list here. Then we can go here, and here we can add all the list here. Okay, then here we can have this, and here you can see that we have the one website. We can copy this. Here we can write one website, and let's choose the arrow. Okay, here we can also search for the angle. We can choose this. Okay, like this. Then here we can have a 30 GB storage here. Then here we can have unmatched bandwidth. Okay, then here we have the professional for 1 week. Okay, then we can go to the icons, and here we have the sky blue. Also we have this text here. You have this para and button, and we can make this white. Okay, and we can go to this list, and here we can have this 210. Now we can go to this container, and here we can have this like this, and here we have the button. So for the button, we can copy this from the top, and we can go to this and we can paste it here. Okay, so we have this button, and also we can add some values to this like this. Okay, so you can see that we have successfully built this also. Now what we have to do, we can go to the container, and here we have to add some border radius. So let's add the border radius of 20 pixel. Okay, so and if you think this video is a little bit faster, so you can watch it in 0.5x speed or 0.8x speed from the YouTube's video settings. Okay, then we can go to the containers, and here we can duplicate this container. Okay, we can duplicate it again, and here we have the grid option. Go to the layout, and here we can add the 50 pixels. So let's add 30 pixel spacing. And now we have to just replace all of this content. Like here you have to write this business plan and just replace all of these values here. Okay, this is also done. and if you want we can put some space here to the top if you want, but this is looking good like this. Here you can write 20 or 10. Okay, now let's publish, and we are also finished with our pricing plan section. So let me refresh here, and after refreshing you can see that we have our hosting plans ready, and this is our the pricing plan. Okay, so now you can see that here we are getting the my blog name, but we are making a hosting company website. So how to fix that? We can go to the settings, go to the general, and here you will find this name. So here we can write host Nexa, and this would say best hosting company. Okay, you can just name whatever you want. Okay, so when you refresh here you can see that we have here host Nexa best hosting company. So this is looking good now to date. Okay, so we have successfully built these sections. Now let's go to the next section where we're gonna build our services section. Let's move to this, and here we have to build the services section. So for making this section we have to just make a new main container. Okay, so this is a main container. Here we can write services, and here we can write 1300 pixel. Okay, then here we can write 100 below. Okay, now you can see that we have to add here one more container like this. Okay, so here we can name this first, and here inside this we have to add 3 containers. Okay, so let me rename this, and here we can write inner, and we can again duplicate this. Now we can again duplicate this. Okay, so now we have this first container. Go to the layout. Here we can have this space between like this. Okay, and here we can add one more container. This is for the grid. Okay, let's like this. Okay, so now what we have to do, you can see that here we have this type of layout. So for this we have to just copy this first. Okay, now we can paste it here. Okay, now again we have to copy this, and we can paste it here. Okay, here we can make this full width like this, and now we have this lorem ipsum, and here we can have this here, and here we can make this full width. Okay, we can make this in the here like this, and now we have this button, so we can copy this button from here and we can paste it here. Okay, and for this we can make this at the end. Okay, I think there is some top padding like this. Now we have to make this in the end like this, and also you can see that we have this inner 3 inner, so we can go to the first, and here we can make everything in the center like this. Perfect. Here we can also have some spacing here below, so we can just do it like this. Okay, so this is done. Now you can see that we have the services. So for the services, what we can do, we can just go here, and here we can have this grid, so we can search for the grid here. Okay, now you can see that here, let's remove all of these gaps here, and also you can see that we have to remove all of this padding. So let's keep the gap, let's keep the gap of 30 pixel. Now we can add it here a container. Okay, now here you can see that container, and here we can have this sky blue. Okay, so we can choose the blue color. Okay, and here we can have the 40. Now we can have this image here. Now we can choose this image one by one. Okay, and for this we can use this 20%, 18. Okay, now again we have to go, and here we can choose this one. Okay, so this is the power of the Elementor, that you can copy paste any section from anywhere. And for the text here, we can copy this again below. Okay, like this, and here we can go to the container. Here we can make everything in the center. Okay, and here we can also make this in the center. We can go to the code, and here we can remove this padding. Okay, like this. Now you can see that we have to make this button. So for the button, what we can do, we can just drag and drop this here, and here we can add it here, read more, and here you can see that we have the icon library. Here we can search for the arrow like this. Okay, we can write it like this. Then here you can see that we have this, so let's make this transparent. And also we can go to the text color. Here we can remove all of these paddings like this. Okay, we have this container, so let's add a border radius to this. Let's add the border 20 pixel. Now what we can do, we can just duplicate this, then we can duplicate this again. Okay, let's duplicate this here again, and again we can duplicate this. Okay, now you can see that we have this, so we can also go to this. Okay, so here we have the two containers. Here we have the main service container, so we can make in the center, and here we can put some spacing like 40 pixel or 50 pixel. Okay, like this. And here now you have to just replace all of this content, and for the hover animation like this, what we have to do, you have to just go to the image, go to the hover, and here you will find hover animation. Just choose here Bob. So you have to just do it in all and just replace all of this content. Okay, so we have successfully built our this also. Now let's let me copy this, and we have to just change this, and here we can write our best services. Our best services. Okay, so let's publish. Then we have to just go here and replace. So after refreshing, you can see that we have our best services section, and here also we have all of this service. Okay, so we have done this much. So now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build our this testimonial section and blog section. So now you can see that we have to build our this section. So for making this section, what we can do, we can just add a new container, and here we can write reviews, and let's name it here map. Okay, then we can write it here 1300, and here we can have 1080. Now we can go here, copy, and we can paste it here. Okay, and here we can write it here. Here we can name this in the center. Okay, now we can go to this, and here we can have this width, make this custom. Okay, now we can add this lorem ipsum here. Can copy this, so let's go below, and here we can write it here like this. Okay, now you can see that we have this map. So for the map, we can just drag and drop this map here, and I had given the map here. So this is the map. Okay, so this is not visible. I think I have a different map here, so let me see. Okay, so I think we have to do some settings. So let's go to this. Let's go to this content. We can make this full. Go to the CSS filters here. Okay, so now you can see that we have this contrast. We can make it like this. Okay, so this is visible, and again we have this brightness, make it full, and all the saturation would be full. Okay, we can play with the hue, so nothing is changing. Let's publish this once, and let me add this images now. So for this, what we can do, we can just add these images. Okay, here we can choose the media library, and this is the, then go to the advanced, and here we have to go to the mask option. We can go to the mask. Okay, we can name this here 35. We can choose the position absolute, and here we can just copy this and paste it here. Okay, now again we can duplicate this. So like this, you can just paste it here like this. So just you have to duplicate all of this like this. You can paste it here like this. Okay, so in this way you have to, and just you have to replace this content. Like suppose if you want different image, you can replace it here. If you want here different image also, you can just go here and replace it here. Okay, so in this way you can replace all of this. So always go to the preview. So this is the way you to do. So just you have to place this properly. Okay, now let's publish this and we're gonna refresh it here. And after refreshing, if I go below, you can see that we have this layout ready. Just you have to change these positions and all. Now we have to make this testimonial slider. So how are we gonna do that? So for that we can choose this CAROU SCL carousel widget like this. Okay, and here in the default we have to show 2 and slide to scroll would be 1. Okay, so here we can go and remove all of this. Now we can drag and drop this here, remove all of this. Now you can see that we have an image, and this is the image, and here we have this and here you can see that we have the mask option. We can make this in the circle, and here we can have this okay, and this is the heading. Okay, so here we can write any random names like Alex Nook. Okay, and here we can duplicate this, and here we can write here software developer. Do you have the designation? Then we have the lorem ipsum. So for that we can copy this from the top. Okay, like this, and let's go to this container. Here we can have this in the center. Then we can increase the width of this 55. Okay, and this would say section heading, service heading, and we can make this white. Okay, and this would say para and BTN, and this would say sky blue. Okay, and here we have this container, and here we can make this 10. Okay, so now you can see that we have this. So here we have to put some spacing. So we can increase it step by step. So you can see that this spacing is looking good. Now we can go to this, and here we can remove some links to this like this. Okay, so now you can see that we have this and let's compare this. Okay, so this is looking good now, and also we can have this little bit more text here. So let's okay, so this is looking good. Okay, so now if you want you can increase the text. So now you can see that we have this first slide. Let's go to the carousel. Here we can remove the next, and we can duplicate this 4 times. Okay, like this. Okay, now if I go here, you can see that we have this container. Again we have this container, we have this one. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let me publish this once. Why this is getting too much here? So let's see. Let's go to this, and here you can see that we have this properly working. What we have to do, we have to just go to the settings. Here we can make this 3, and here we have the navigation. Here we can remove all of this navigation. We have the pagination. Now we can go to the pagination, and here we can write size. Okay, so let's wait for it to load here. Size here to 12, and also we can make this here like this, and this would be whitish color. Okay, and here we can write here 30. Okay, now you can see that we have this. Now let's publish, and after that if I go here and if I refresh it here, you can see that after refreshing we have these dots here which is perfectly working. Also they are sliding. Okay, so we have successfully built this also. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the blogs and article section. Okay, so for making the blogs and article section we have to, so you can see that this layout is almost similar to the top layout, and the top layout is which we have built here, this one. So we can just copy this the whole section from the top, and we can go below and we can paste it here. Okay, so and here you can see that we have the our blog. And here we can have the latest blogs and articles. Okay, and here we have the grid. Okay, now you can see that we have this grid here. Okay, this is a grid, and here you can see that we have the 3x1 grid. Okay, now you can see that we have to go to the advanced, remove all of these paddings. Now we can add a container here, and we can remove all of these paddings. And now you can see that we have this image here, so let's grab this image, and here we have to add this image. Okay, and here we have this, so we can copy this from this, and we can paste it here. Then again we can copy this. Okay, we have to copy this, and here we can make this full width, and this would be here, and here we can make this services heading like this. And also you can see that we have to make this little bit more smaller, so let's make this 20. Okay, now here you can see that we have a lot of some values, so we can copy this. Now we can go here and we can paste it here. Okay, and here we can write here business. Okay, and here we can write it like this. Okay, and now we can go to this. Here we can go to the hover effect, and here we can have the hover effect to Bob. Okay, and here for the CSS filter we can make the saturation to the black. Okay, now we can just go here and we can duplicate this. We can duplicate this 3 times, and again we have to put some gap between this. So for the gap we can use 30 pixel. Okay, now we have to just replace all of this content. Suppose we have this one, so just replace this, and for this also we have to replace this. Okay, just replace all of this content from here. Okay, so our blogs and article section is also ready. Let's publish. And after that we can just go here and we have to just refresh here. And if I go here you can see that our latest blogs and articles are also ready. Okay, so you can see that how fast we can build website by using the Elementor and the Wordpress. Okay, so this is the power of the Elementor. Now we have to build this. Okay, so let's build this footer and let's build the header. So let's move to the final part of the video where we're going to build the header and footer. So you can see that we have this type of layout. So for making this we have to add a new container here. So let's add a main container. So this is the main box. So let's name this grids for info. Let's name this info. Now we have to write this here 1300 pixel max width, and here we have to remove all of these paddings and all. Here we can write 100 below. Okay, now we can add a main container, means one more container again inside this, and this would be named to inner. Okay, inner, we can name this inner, and here we can also add some padding. Let's add the 40 padding. Here we can add the background color sky blue. Okay, so not the sky blue, we're gonna choose the blue color. Here we have the border radius 20 pixel. Okay, like this. Now we can add icon box here. So let's choose the icon box. Let's drag and drop this icon box. Here we can make this like this, and here also we can have this tagged value. Okay, now you can see that first we have this call. So let's search for the phone, and here we have this phone icon. Okay, now we can write it here, give us a call. Okay, we can write it here, give us a call, and here we can write Here we can write like this. Here we can have this icon. Okay, and this would be white and this would be like this. And here we can have this hover animation to the bob. Okay, and here we can write the size to increase this 25, and here we can have this in the center. Okay, and we can go to the content part. Here we can have this title. So this title would be have this color, and this also would have this and for this we're gonna have this whitish color, and this would have such services heading like this. Okay, now we can go to the box. We can remove here, make it 0. Let's add little bit like 26, 27, and this is also a little bit bigger, so we can use any custom value like 20. Okay, 21 is good. And now you can see that we have this icon, so we can also play with that icon. So we can have this 28, so let's keep this 25, and let's keep this 22, and here we can increase the padding. So let's increase the padding of this like 17 or 16, something like this. Okay, now what we can do, we can just click on this and we can duplicate this icon box. We can duplicate this one more time, and here we can have this space between. Okay, now you have to just add all of this content here one by one. Okay, so this is also done. Let's publish, and now we can just go to the main website and let's refresh it here. And after refreshing, if I go below, we can see that we have this here. Okay, now let's make this footer. So for making this footer, we can use the theme builder here. So let's open this theme builder. Okay, now let's open this theme builder. Here we have the footer. Let's open this footer here. Okay, so let's wait for it, and you will get all of these images in the video description for free. Don't forget to check out that. And now here you can see that we have this photo. So here also we have to make one main parent container, then we have to make one container for this whole box and one container for the below box. Okay, now let's add one parent container, and here we can write it here with footer. Okay, and this would be 1300 pixel, and here we can have 50 to the top, 50 to the bottom for now, and we can also name, I have this color blue here. Oh, we can have this dark blue. Okay, then we can add one container. Okay, like this, and this is, we can write top. We can duplicate this, and here we can write bottom. So in the top, what we can do, we can just add 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we can write 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and here in the layout we can make this like this at the start. Okay, so now we can add here image. So this image is the website icon logo, means the website logo. So this would be, we can play with this sizes. So we can go to sizes, and here we can make this like this. Here we can have a custom width here. So let's add a custom width of this. Let's keep this 45. Okay, and here we can make this okay, now you can see that we have this lorem ipsum here, so we can copy the lorem ipsum from here if we want. Okay, and this will be like this, and here we have to use the size one smaller. So this here, so in some places we have to use some custom styling. So now we have to add the social icons here. So let's add the social icons, and here we can add this. Here we can also add Instagram. Okay, so now what we can do, we can just go here below, and here we can write circle. Here we can choose the custom color, and this would be like this, and this would be white. Here we can play with the size of this. Okay, and the spacing would be 10. Okay, and here we can write this like this. Okay, so now what we can do, we can just go to the container, and here we can have this here 30. Here you have the 30. Okay, now you can see that we have this quick links here. So what we can do, we can just add a quick links. Quick links, and here we can have this color. The color would be sky blue. Here we can also use the custom colors, custom font size. So we can have this 19 pixel, and for this we can have this list. You can just drag and drop this list here. Okay, we can remove this text here. We can write it here home, and here we can write about. Here we can write services. Here we can write plans, and at last we can write it here contact. Okay, now we can go to this. Here we don't have the icons, we have the text, so we can use this, and we can make this white color. Okay, and here we can have this 6 pixel, and the font size would be 15. Okay, and here we can have this 8 pixel. And also when we hover on the text, we want to show the sky blue color like this. Okay, now you can see that we have this remove this, and we can also remove this. Okay, and here we can remove. Okay, now you can see that we have this here. So just you have to replace all of these links. So here you can see that we have the newsletter, so we can write it here newsletter, and here we can remove all of this. We can copy this and we can paste this here. Okay, now we can add a form here. Okay, we don't want to show the label, let's keep this small only, and here we can write enter your email address. Okay, we can make this 80%, and for the button size we can make this 20%. Okay, now let's go to the fields option, and here we can have the border 0. Okay, and here we can write this, and this would be 14. Then here you can see that we have the field options. So here we can have the border radius to left side 50, 30, 20 or 30, and to the top we have 30 also. Okay, and for the button we have this default color to be the sky blue, and here we can give border radius to the right of 30 and to the bottom of 30 like this. And also if I go to the fields option, here you can see that in the form we have this row gap, so we have this column gap, so let's make this 0. Okay, like this. Then here you can see that we have this button, and here we can write submit. Okay, now you can see that we have this here, and here we can have this like this. Okay, and here we can write it here like this. Okay, now you can see that here we can have this top, and here we can have this to 30 pixel. Okay, like this. And here also we can go to this, and here we can just play with custom values of this, like this. Okay, like this. And for all of this you can just publish it by choosing the entire site here in the conditions. Now if I go here and if I refresh it, you can see that after refreshing we have this footer ready. Okay, like this. Okay, just you can increase this little bit content more, so it will look good. And you have to just add all of this content here. Okay, now let's move to the next part of this copyright. So for that you can see that we have this below here. Now we can drag and drop this here list, and we can drag and drop. Here we can choose one. Okay, so here we can write belong and by debug. And title. Okay, and here for the text, what we can write, we can choose this, and here we can write para color. Okay, we can duplicate this, and here we can write the bottom. Okay, and here we can write like this, and here we can have this copyright. Okay, and here we can write let's make this footer. Okay, and here we can write this to 20, and here we can write to 20. Okay, and here also we can add some border radius to the top, so like we can add one, and we can have this blue color. Okay, so we can choose a different shade here like this. Okay, so this is a little bit visible. Also we can put some spacing, like here in the bottom we can have to the top we have 30, and for this top one we can have a little bit 10. So in this way you can see that this is this is looking good. And here we can just add the copyright to this. You can go to the content, and here we can write copyright 2025. All right, that is all in this way, and let's publish. And when we publish it here, if I refresh it here, you can see that we have this whole thing is working perfectly. Okay, so we have successfully built the footer also. Now let's go to the final part of the video where we're gonna build the header. So this is the menu, and let's go to the appearance and then go to the menu. First we have to make the menu. Okay, let's make the menu. Here we have the home. So what are the menus we have? We have the home, about, plans, services. So here we have the home, about, plans, services, about, plan, services, blocks and contacts. So here we can add one more, blocks. Okay, so one more thing we have left, we can write it here also. We have, okay, so here we can write blocks. Okay, and here we can write services. Here we can write plans. Here we can write about. and this is the home. Okay, let's save this menu. Then after that, what we can do, we can go to the theme builder again, and from the theme builder we have to go to the header part, and here we have to add a new header. Okay, so let's wait for it to load. So you can see that our header is like this, and we have this scroll down button also left. So this is a simple header. So for that we can just go here and we can add a new header here. Here we can name this header. Okay, and this would be 1300 pixel, and here we can have this everything in the center. Okay, and here we can have this dark blue. Okay, and here we can have this image. Okay, and here we can play with the custom size. Okay, here we can put the 20 to the top. Okay, so we have set the 0 everywhere, so we can put 20 to the top, 20 to the bottom. Okay, and here we can drag and drop a menu. Okay, here we can select the center full width, and this would be okay. Here we don't want to show the underline. Choose the text, and here we can show to the null. Okay, then here what we can do, we can choose this one. Here we can make this white. Here also we can make this sky blue. Here also make the active plus sky blue. We can remove the padding if you want. So let's see, looking good. Okay, so now you can see that this is done. Now we can copy this button from somewhere. So you can copy the Elementor sections from one page to other page also. Suppose I want to copy this, I came and pasted here. Now we can remove the top margin. Also we have to make this font a little bit smaller, and we have to tweak the little sizing and all. Okay, and here we can write here we are saying the contact us. So yes, is saying the contact us, so we can go to the content, and here we can write contact us. Okay, now we can choose the motion effect to the top, motion effect, go to the sticky, make this top. Okay, and for the box shadow, what we can do, we can just go to the main header, go to styles, and here we have the border, here we have the box shadow. Okay, now let's choose the color first, and this would be 5720. Okay, let's choose the entire side and save and close. Now after that, if I go here and if I refresh it here, you can see that after refreshing, if I go to the top, you can see that we have this like this. Okay, so here we have the little bit more box shadow. So to keep it little, what we can do, we can just go here, and here we have the more box shadow. So for that we can make this little bit opacity down. Now if I go and refresh, so here you can see that the opacity will be a little bit less, and this is looking good now. Okay, so we have successfully built our whole website, and from start to end. Now let's move to the final part of the video, where I will show you how you can do the mobile responsiveness and how to add the animations in your website. So for doing the mobile part, what we have to do, we have to just go to the editor. Here you will find this site. Here you can find this headings and all, and just you have to make this smaller. So let's go to the mobile part. So let's refresh it one more time, so it will load all the header and footer in one place. Okay, so let's wait for it. Okay, so you can see that all the header and footer are loaded. Now let's go to the here you will find all the responsiveness option. Okay, so this is currently we are doing for the phone part, smaller screens, and the tablet screen is almost same, so you can do it by themselves. So here you can see that we have to write 60, 20, 60 and 20, and this would say 30. Here we can make this like this. Okay, and now you can see that here we have this, and here again we can go and we can write it here. Okay, and here we can write 20 and 20. Okay, and now you can see that we have this container, and here we can make this like this. Okay, and for the images we have this here 145. So we can copy this from here and we can paste it here. Similarly, we can copy this, paste it here, and copy and paste, and then at last also copy and paste. Okay, so we have successfully copied. If you want, you can make this in the center also by going and choosing this center. Okay, now let's publish this once, and in the similar manner we can do the responsiveness for all. Like here you can see that we have this, so we can give here 100, and this would be 20 and 20. Okay, and here you can see that we have the full width. So why we are using the custom of the same like desktop. All the sections are fully responsive. Here also we can make okay, so here we can also add the 100, and at the bottom line we have 20, and this would be full width. Okay, then here we can write this. Okay, so here we have the 20 and 20, and here we can add the 100. Okay, and here you can see that we have the services. Okay, and here we can see that we have the inner one. Okay, and we can make this in the center. Here also we can make it in the center. Okay, so now you can see that we have this all the sections are fully responsive automatically. You have to just change the content. Here we can have the advanced. Here we can have the 100, and this would be 20 from the right and 20 from the left. Okay, and here we can have the full width. Here also we have the full width. Okay, and now you can see that if I publish this, and now you can see that we have these images, right? And the first image is this, so we can place this here. The second image is nothing found, so we have to go to the here, and here we can have this. Okay, so you can use a navigator also to have them, and here you can write okay, so in this way you can do for all the images. Like here we have this image also, so we can do this okay, similarly we can do this for, and here we can do this like this. Okay, so now we can just also place it at the top. Okay, so in this way we have done, and now you can see that we have this slider here, preview section. So in this also you have to just go to this, and here you can make this full width like this. Okay, so like this. Now let's publish. Now we can go to this. Here we have 100 and this would be 20. This will be 20 and here we have the full width plus full width. Okay, so our blocks and article is also responsive. Here we have this container. Okay, right. Now we have this inner one. We can name this we can make this the outer one in the center, so it will be automatically in the center, but this is not doing, so we can choose this and now we can make this center. Okay, so this is in the center, but I think there is some issue, so let me publish this once and let's finish the here you can see that we have the rest of the images. Okay, so the rest of the images which we are not using, we have to make that hidden, so that due to that sometimes the layouts cause little issue. Okay, now let's publish it here. Now let's finish all of this because this is looking good in this. Now let's go to the footer part, and in the footer also we have to choose this. Go to this and here we can choose 50, 20 and this would be 20. And for this, okay, and here we can have this in the full width. Okay, so this part of the footer is also done. Now let's check our website is responsive or not. In this also we have to check this is this for the center, so let's go to this. So you can see that if I go below, okay, so if I go below you can see that we have everything in the center, just this is not in the center. Okay, now let's go to the end pages. So we are facing this issue that this is not in the center and in the mobile. So what we can do, we can just go to the inner one and here we have to make this the column. Okay, so this would be in the center line and also we can put some gaps here like 40. Okay, like this. Okay, let's publish. And after publishing, let's move to the final part of this where we gonna where I will show you how you can put the animations in your website. So let's go to the header. And we have to make this header also responsive. So right now you can see that we have to go to this header and here we can write here 10 10. Okay, everything 10. Here we can go and here we can increase the font size of this. Okay, like this, and here also we can have this hamburger icon. Here we can have the drop down. Here we have the BTN. Also we can have this and here we can also make this like this. Okay, now we can add it here 13. Okay, now padding is here 12. Here we have the 15. Okay, and for this also we can make this toggle button to the sky blue and this would be white like this. Also when I click we have this like this, so we can just make this drop down little bit 15. So now if I click you can see that we have this. Okay, so this is our mobile part of the video is also done. Now let's refresh it here, and after refreshing if I go to the inspect and see the mobile part, you can see that this is fully working now. Okay, and the switching on the center is also in the center. Okay, now I will show you how you can put the animations in your website. Like here you can see that we have this type of animations. So this will have the sequence animation like this. Okay, so I will show you how you can put this animation, and all of these animations are similar to every whole website. Okay, so we can just go here host Nexa and we can open this now again. Okay, so let's open all of this to the fresh, and now we can okay, so let's wait for it. Now for adding the sequence animation, suppose we want to add this in heading. You can add the animations in any part of this. We can go to the motion effects, and here you will find zoom in animation. So you can add zoom in animation. Just you have to give the delay time. So it will come after 200 milliseconds. Okay, and then we have this one, and this will also go to the motion effect, and here we can have the entities animation, and this will also come after the 400. So we can write it here slide in up animation, and this will come after 400. So first we have given 200, then 400. So in this way we can create a sequence. Okay, so sequential animation, then again here we can write slide. So this is coming out the 2 4, that let's make this 600. And also for this we can have to add the animations, and let's make this sliding up 2 4 6, and this would be 8. And now we can have this image, and this would have the zoom in animations, and this will also have the 1000. Okay, like this. Okay, so in this way you can put all of the sequence animation in the whole website. Okay, so I hope you like this type of awesome videos. So we regularly make this type of videos on WordPress and the Elementor. Okay, so if you are new to our channel, you can subscribe to our channel for this type of awesome videos. Here you can see that sequence animation is working. Okay, so the sequence animation is working in this manner. Okay, in this way you can put all of these animations everywhere one by one, and just you have to play with the delay time to add the sequence. Okay, so we have successfully built our whole website. Only one thing is left, that we don't have added the scroll to top button. So for that we're gonna use a plugin. So here is the plugin. So we can go to the add plugin, and for this I'm gonna use the WP front scroll. Okay, WP front scroll, and here we can add and make this install now. Okay, then after that we have to activate this, and after activating we have to do some settings right here. Enable auto hide this after 200, and hide on WP admin. Okay, so this much setting is done. Here you are the so much options, you can choose whichever you want. So I'm gonna choose a very simple and basic one, this one, and let's save the changes. And after saving the changes, if I go here and here, if I refresh, so after refreshing you can see that we have this scroll to top button below. Okay, so when I click, it will take me to the top of the website like this. Okay, so we have successfully built our whole website. So all the images are free. You can check out the video description. You can also buy this kit from the video description at very affordable rates. Okay, so all the links are in the video description, and if you are new to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like this video helpful, please like and share these videos with your friends. Okay, so I'm gonna see you next time.